Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight for Action News at 6. I'm Jake Taylor. We have the latest on the shooting that left a deputy dead and an officer in the hospital. We'll take you to Kittitas County to Seattle to an update. He's once accused of killing 3 in a triple murder, while some say he wouldn't be able to attack another woman if he had been convicted. Police union says Cliff Moore has done an awful job in Yakima so far, while they say they gave the city manager a vote of no confidence.
The only Yakima news team taking action for you. KIMA Action News starts now.
A deputy and suspect both shot and killed another officer in the hospital right now. We have team coverage tonight of exactly what happened, how the community is reacting, and how the officer still in the hospital is doing. We start with Tricia McCauley at the scene of the shooting to tell us what led up to it. Tricia.
One deputy is dead and an officer wounded after what police say started as a road rage incident, led to a gun battle with bullets flying everywhere, hitting houses and this car.
Well, you see it happen on the news all the time. It just doesn't, one of those things you don't want to happen here. We believe we live in a safe community and people feel comfortable here. They support law enforcement. It's just very unusual for it to happen.
Kittitas County Sheriff Gene Dana says they lost one of their own last night, Deputy Ryan Thompson. The sheriff's office says they responded to a road rage incident near the Badger Pocket area just before 8 on Tuesday night. When deputies tried to pull over the driver, a pursuit started through town. Ellensburg Police Chief Ken Wade says the suspect stopped the chase at the end of 6th Avenue and fired shots at police.
At 1945, the officers advised that the pursuit had terminated, and less than 3 minutes later, we were advised, or dispatch was advised of shots being fired.
Deputy Thompson was fatally shot. Another officer on the scene, Officer Benito Chavez, was shot in the leg and flown to Harborview. He had surgery for his injuries and is recovering. The gunman, 29-year-old Juan Manuel Flores del Toro, was also shot and later died at the hospital. Sheriff Dana says it is going to take a while for officers and the community to heal from this tragedy.
Our community has a very heavy heart today, and last night we lost one of our finest.
Deputy Thompson was 42 years old and in law enforcement for almost 15 years.
Deputy Thompson leaves behind a wife and 3 children. This is a very close-knit community. Officers and locals say this will be tough to get through, but they are leaning on each other. In Kittitas County, Tricia McCauley, Action News.
Thanks, Tricia. Again, they say Officer Chavez had surgery earlier today. We'll be checking in on his condition later in our newscast. And because of this road rage incident turned deadly, a deputy's life was cut short. Tristan Blockus joins us live outside the sheriff's office where a memorial has been set up for the deputy. Tristan.
Jake, a heartbroken community has been leaving flowers and letters here for Deputy Ryan Thompson. I spoke with locals and they say a tragedy like this isn't supposed to happen here.
Cheryl Rose was watching a movie with her 10-year-old grandson when she says Tuesday night she heard cars flying by her home near Pierce Road and then gunshots.
I had my grandson get off the bed and lay on the floor. I was worried. I didn't know if it was going to continue.
Shortly after, she says she crept outside to see what all the commotion was about.
I don't think I'll ever forget what I saw. The officer or first responder was working on somebody on the ground just 50 feet away.
Steps away at a mobile home park, 42-year-old Kittitas County Sheriff's Deputy Ryan Thompson suffered a fatal gunshot wound, and 22-year-old Kittitas Police Officer Benito Chavez shot in the leg in what started as a road rage incident. Reports say Deputy Thompson leaves behind a wife and 3 kids, and the community is reeling.
My heart's broken. You see it on TV, but you don't expect it to happen here.
Robert Frank, who's lived in a nearby neighborhood for nearly 2 years, echoes Rose. He says the area is typically quiet and, to his knowledge, a stranger to crime. Frank tells me he's fighting back tears just thinking about the lives changed in an instant.
How sad and what that person's family is going through. It's very emotional. It's very sad. All because somebody wanted to make a bad choice and take somebody innocent.
Now, police say the last time any officer was killed in the line of duty in Kittitas County was 92 years ago. Jake?
Okay, thank you very much, Tristan. Later in the newscast, we'll take you to Seattle for an update on Officer Chavez's condition. Turning now to weather, we could see some small changes to our pretty nice weather lately, but don't worry, no snow at least. Cody Proctor is in the Weather Center. Cody, do you see us getting any rain in the forecast?
Well, Jake, the next time we should be seeing some rain in our forecast isn't this week. It's moving into next week. What we are expecting to still see this week is a little bit of sun. But of course, as spring really kicks off for us, we should be seeing some clouds moving into our forecast. Along with our weather headlines, though, in effect for Yakima County, we still have a flood warning in place. So when should we see some clouds, though, in our forecast? Because we've been seeing sunshine. We are looking at some clouds for tomorrow for us, with temperatures moving into the 60s. I'll have more in just a few minutes. Jake, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Cody. Local police officers versus Yakima City manager. The Yakima Police Union says they have no confidence in Cliff Moore's ability to manage the city. The group made the surprise announcement in last night's council meeting. YPPA Chairman Ira Caven says Moore has, quote, fostered a culture of distrust, hostility, and lack of transparency.
He's attacked our training budget, he's attacked our staffing levels, he's micromanaged the police department, he's undermined the authority of the police chief on a regular basis, and all of that leads to a difficulty in us being able to go out and do our jobs safely and effectively on a daily basis.
KIMA spoke with City Manager Cliff Moore. He says he's upset with the way the situation was addressed, wishes they would have come to him personally. The council gave Moore until April 2nd to give a full response to the Yakima Police Patrolmen's Association. A man who was accused of killing a family in Yakima County back in the late 1990s now back in jail and charged for stabbing a woman in Kirkland. Police say the woman was stabbed several times in her neck and face last night by her plumber, Kevin Harper, who she hired last fall. The woman was able to crawl out onto her street and get help after the attack. Harper was also accused of murdering a family in Yakima County. He ended up being sent to prison for 6 years on lesser charges. A close friend of the family tells Action News if the judge had locked him up for good, that woman wouldn't be in the hospital fighting for her life.
We said when he gets out, maybe he'll make a mistake again, but it's unfortunate that it's this kind of a mistake.
Police say they arrested Harper in Woodinville on Monday right before a plumbing job, his bail set at $2 million. It's been a pretty good last few days out there, but could that change? Cody Proctor has your full weather forecast ahead. Local program trying to help dropouts get their GED, how they're trying to keep kids in school. And we'll continue our team coverage, take you to Seattle to see how the officer who was shot last night is doing today. Our coverage doesn't stop